Hello friends, Lee here from TableTop Bong. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I thought we could hang out, have a fun sesh, and I could talk to you about the new Solo 3 version 2 update. Arizer has come out with this new update, and I have to be honest, I found it a little bit shocking that they came out with this as quickly as they did. Not shocking in a bad way, shocking in a very, very good way, to be completely honest. Solo 3, when it came out, it absolutely made a splash into the market, and a lot of people have adopted the Solo 3 as their favorite or most used portable vaporizer. I'm also in that camp. I have been reaching for the Solo 3 quite a bit since it was released. Now what Arizer did is they listened to customer feedback. They went away and they made some changes to the device that are simple and basic changes that really just kind of make a more sleek user experience. And I thought we could just spend a few minutes and we'll go over what's going on with this update. So first, of course, we can see the color, right? This new sea of green color is absolutely stunning. I'm a big fan of the green colors that some of the vaporizers are coming out in now. I'm absolutely loving it, right? I'm a big fan of green, and this is definitely, they nailed the color on this. Like, let's just look at the fit and finish of this, right? Like, this is absolutely stunning. Solo 3 is a really, in my opinion, it's a really beautiful design. It's very simple. It's very sleek. And the build quality is absolutely fabulous. So let's talk about what's going on in this update to the version 2. So there's a few things that I've noticed after using this for a few weeks. Number one, let's just start right at the very beginning. When you turn this on, you have to press the button in a certain sequence of events to unlock it. This new version, this version 2, it's slightly more intuitive, and I find that when I want to unlock it, I'm only doing the sequence once and it's unlocking seamlessly. With the original version, I find every now and then I have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it to unlock because I just don't get the button sequence perfect. Whereas this new version just seems to be a little more forgiving in the way you press the buttons, and it just seems to unlock a little bit easier, quite simple and quick. So that, I mean, right out of the gate, before you even use the thing, okay, and you get over the beautiful green color, that's a nice little feature, in my opinion, to see that it's just a little bit easier to unlock, a little more intuitive in that control. I thought that was absolutely fabulous. So then, of course, what are you going to do? You're going to turn it on. And this is where you're going to find the next upgrade. If you go into session mode, if that's how you vaporize, with the original version, what you would have to do is you go into session mode and then you would activate the heating oven, right? That's how it works. But now with the new update, you go into session mode and it automatically begins to heat up to the last temperature that the device was set on. You don't have any additional activation once you activate session mode. So it just makes it a little more of a streamlined interface right there to kick it on and go right into session mode. It begins heating up. And of course, this thing heats up so fast because it has the on-demand mode as well. So, this thing will heat up in, say, 10 seconds or so. And you're ready to start ripping on it. So it is really quite quick, and now you don't even have to press that activation button in the middle, so you're doing it even faster, which I thought was really, really cool. When you're in session mode, for those of you who don't know, this device has it has 3 presets in session mode, which you can activate by just double clicking the M button while you're in session mode. You just activate that double click, and then you go into your presets, and then you can toggle your presets and press M to select. You can also edit the presets to be whatever temperature you want them to be. So if you're somebody who likes to temp step, and you have your low, your medium, and your high temp settings that you like to toggle through, it's a really, really quick and efficient, easy way to go. if you're somebody who, you vape on a lower temperature during the day, a medium temperature in the evening, and a higher temperature before bed, something like that, you never really have to reselect your temperatures other than in those 3 presets in session mode. So I find that is super, super convenient, and it's really easy to access just with the double tap of the M button. Now, here's another really great little upgrade. You know what? I need to pull a stem out, and I need to load up this Sea of Green Solo 3, and I need to have a bowl while we're talking about this. I mean, really, come on, what am I doing, right? I'm just being all official here and not like ripping a bowl. This feels almost awkward at a point, doesn't it? I'm just being playful. Let's just get right in and rip on this, right? Okay, so we'll kick this on. And again, like I said, very intuitive. I'm gonna just go right into session mode, and I'm gonna let it go ahead and preheat. And I'm gonna just go to 215 degrees Celsius right away, because that's pretty much the temperature I like to use the Solo 3 on most of the time. All right, so what do we have going on? Once you're in session mode, see, it's already preheated. How fast is that, right? Once you're in session mode, I'm going to just let the stem preheat a little bit more before I start ripping on it. Once you're in session mode, as I am now, you can press and hold the left toggle button, and that will take you right over to on-demand mode. Okay, and that's something that is new in this version, definitely a new feature, which I am really happy to see. That makes it so simple to go from sesh mode to on-demand mode. And you can also do the same thing to come back from on-demand mode into session mode. So, toggling back and forth now is super, super simple. Once you've toggled over to on-demand mode, you also have presets in the on-demand mode. So you can set preset temperatures. So again, you could just quick and easy go to the temperature you like without having to, select individual temperatures or press and hold to change things around. If you have, again, a couple of different temperatures or a few different temperatures that you like to vape on, you can just preset them. But I'm going to tell you something that's super cool in this update. My friends, this is, in my opinion, one of the biggest things. Sorry, I just had to get a little rip in there. What they've done is they've made the on-demand mode in the version 2 of the Solo 3. They have made it so that you can fully edit everything. You can edit the temperature and the duration. So what that means is you can edit the on-demand mode to work basically however you want it to work. That gives you the ability to customize the on-demand mode really to be an exact match to your vaping style. For a lot of people, the on-demand mode is what they're doing to get some really, really big bong rips. And that's what I'm doing when I'm ripping through something like my Galaxy Black Tabletop Bong here. I'm using the on-demand mode sometimes to kind of stack a little bit of extra heat into it. But instead of having to, play around with how often I'm activating it and things like that, now I can just set it how I want it, and I can find that perfect rip, which is, in my opinion, that is such a super, super cool thing. Being able to customize every part of the on-demand mode. For people who don't use on-demand mode, this might change that. I know for me personally, I am not an on-demand mode person when it comes to portable vapes. Typically, I hit session mode, I know my temp, I know what time of day I'm at, I know what weed I'm dropping in there, I know what effect I'm looking for, so I just dial it in and I go for it and I just rip on the thing. And it gives me an amazing experience. But having the ability to customize these things now, it definitely is making me look at the device as a much more sophisticated unit that gives me an opportunity to chase whatever aspect of the weed I want to chase, right? If I'm looking for something for a little bit more of an elevation feeling, I can set my temperatures and my times to match that experience that I need. If I'm looking for a little more heavy of an experience at the end of the day, I can also make changes for that as well. and you can have each individual preset work its own way for duration. Like, super sophisticated setup now. Very intuitive, very smooth. You can easily, in either session mode or on-demand mode, you can press and hold the right toggle button, and then you'll just go into the main menu where that will allow you to switch things like Celsius, Fahrenheit, you know, all those sort of basic settings, right? Which are all nice to be able to customize, and you can really customize basically everything. Oh, and here's another big feature, my friends. You can get the session timer to be as far as 20 minutes now, right? If you find session timer annoying, but you also can recognize the fact that it's a good thing to have, for many of us stoners, we need that extra fail-safe. But you don't want to have to deal with it all the time. 20 minutes, man, if you're still session on a Solo 3 at the end of 20 minutes, it's a good thing that you've got that auto shut-off sitting there. That's what I'm going to say about that. So what else is going on here? We have pass-through charging with this, and guys, this thing runs for like, you can get up to about 3 hours of runtime depending on what you're doing with it. Of course, it's going to be less with on-demand mode, but the runtime on the Solo 3 version 2 is ridiculous. I am so happy with the way that they build these batteries in, and they optimize all of the electronics around these super high quality batteries to get this ridiculously long runtime. The Solo products have been known throughout history, as long as Arizer has been doing them, to be long runtime devices. This is no exception. You have pass-through charging, you have absolutely long runtime. Like, it is a really awesome device, and they have done such a good job in just smoothing out any of the little glitchy details in the menu, just making everything operate in its maximum efficiency. I'm really impressed with what Arizer's done with this update. I'm going to come back after spending a little more time, you know, really dialing in some exact settings for huge bong rips and stuff like that, so that we can spend a little more time together dialing in the on-demand mode with this new Solo 3 version 2 update. We'll get into all of that stuff in another video, but I wanted to jump on and just let you guys know about this update first and foremost, and to let you know that I am blown away by how much smoother and easier the entire interface is with the Solo 3 now. They've done an amazing job updating this product, and I like I said before, I want to tip my hat to them, because they have taken the user feedback and they just went ahead and they made the changes, which means just a better user experience overall. So way to go, guys. Really impressed with this. Solo 3 is going to remain one of my top reaches when it comes to a portable device. All right, my friends, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, take care.